Tiffany, we made it.
We did. We did. Our very first episode. Here we are.
First episode of Roanoke Live. I'm Rob.
And I'm Tiffany.
And we are the marketing team here at Berkland Center. We are back. Roanoke Live episode 2. Tiffany, how we feeling?
Feeling good.
Welcome back. Episode 3, Roanoke Live. All righty, episode 20. Next one we can drink, right?
Yeah, let's go. We're gonna drink on the podcast. Not actually. That's a joke.
Man, we should have done it for this one. This is the drinking holiday.
I know. I mean, as you guys can tell, again, we are very festive. I don't think there's a podcast that we do not decorate or dress up for at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, next month we have Easter. We're gonna be Funny Bunnies again.
All righty.
Yep. Alrighty, 21 alrighties, guys, if you're counting.
Alrighty.
Yep. I need to make like a collaboration of just all the alrighties.
Yeah.
I love it.
Roanoke
it's our
Live,
thing.
21.
Yeah.
Cheers it up.
Yeah, cheers, which we'll be talking about this later, but shots.
Yeah, shot legally. What up?
Yep. This is the Spring Party Podcast. Welcome back. No, I'm just kidding.
You got to do 21 of those.
Yeah. Oh, gosh. Well, good thing I have energy drink, but I don't think I have enough for 21. So, oh, gosh. Imagine you have to take 21 shots on your 21st birthday. That sounds rough.
That's what people do. You didn't do that?
No, I went to Outback and had a steak for my 21st.
Oh, there you go.
Sounds delicious. I know. Well, I had a paper due in college the next day. So.
Responsible, Tiffany.
You got to do it sometimes, but that doesn't mean I did not make up for it after that. So, regardless.
That just a parents' dinner?
Yeah, my parents took me out to dinner. It was very nice. I went to Roanoke College at the time, so
how sweet.
It was very
What
nice.
did I do for my 21st? I don't remember.
Oh, no way. Well, maybe that's a good thing.
What the heck?
That's what you're supposed to do, is not remember your 21st birthday. We do not condone drinking in excess on this
Always responsibly.
podcast. Be responsible.
Yeah, but I just don't remember because that was 17 years ago or whatever.
Oh, gosh. I don't want to. Mine was 10. That's crazy. I don't even want to think about it. But anyways, enough about drinking and turning 21. But,
we had to talk about it a little bit.
Yeah, we did. It's the 21, which is crazy that we're at 21. Thanks, everybody, for watching, supporting. We've had a couple people just stop us and say that they've listened, which is kind of cool. Like, I don't know, that's makes my day. So.
Yeah, it literally makes my day. Because sometimes it feels like we're just talking to each other. So
which I'd be okay with.
Yeah, that's true.
My digital footprint is growing with every single one of these.
That's true.
I can't wait for, if I have kids one day, they're going to look back and watch these, which I think is going to be really fun. So
that's true.
Yeah, I don't know. I had that thought the other. Yeah, have you ever thought about when your kiddos get older, they're going to go watch these?
Yeah, our TikTok dances.
Oh, those. Oh my gosh. Speaking of those, if you guys haven't seen them, go watch them. But I think I've had more people come up recently about seeing those.
Oh, really?
Yes. They were like, we saw the TikTok dance. I'm like, oh no. Your
singing one was epic.
The singing one was good. I was less embarrassed about that one than the dance, which, as you can tell,
crushed it.
The meme. Oh gosh, but you can tell on the meme on here.
It goes right there.
Yes, we'll put the meme up here that I put on here. Cringe TikTok trends. We're all about it. But so it's April. What happens in April? Rob, if you're watching the podcast, you can probably already see what happens in April with all the Easter eggs.
Ears.
Yeah, and we're dressed up. The return of the Funny Bunnies. That's the name of this. This is what we're naming the podcast.
I like that.
Yeah, because we're wearing the same ears as last year. So, return of the Funny Bunnies.
Yeah, well, spring's coming. It's getting warm. It's pretty warm today.
Our event season is heating up. I'm excited about it. We got some shows and.
You like spring? Is it one of your favorite?
Oh yeah, I thaw out when it gets warmer out, and I feel like I don't like winter. Like, I only like snowboarding, but I'm not a big winter person. No, not at all. I'm in shorts.
You need the sunlight, right?
Yeah. So spring makes me happy. It's 70 degrees outside today, by the way, which is great. I don't know if you've been outside, but it feels wonderful.
Gorgeous.
Yeah. But so we're gonna talk about the Easter Bunny and where the Easter Bunny came from. Do you want to learn more, Rob?
I do. I always enjoy these segments because I learn something every time.
Yeah. Like I've said multiple times before, I'm a big history person, and I actually actually did not know the history of the Easter Bunny before now.
There we go.
This is the origins of the Easter Bunny, and we're going to find out if he's friend or foe.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, I need to add. Too bad on the soundboard we don't have like the...
Dun, dun,
you just
dun.
play the...
I got it. Don't worry about it.
He's got it. So the Easter Bunny's roots can be traced back to pre-Christian and medieval traditions, evolving over centuries into the chocolate-giving, egg-hiding rabbit that we know today.
I like that.
Yeah, so he's got German folklore beginnings and pagan beginnings, and then also with the arrival in America, German immigrants actually brought the tradition to Pennsylvania in the 1700s.
Oh.
So that's kind of cool. And then the first known mention of the Easter Bunny comes from 16th century Germany, where stories of an egg-laying hare called Osterhase, which is Easter hare in German, became popular. So children would make nests for the hare to lay colorful eggs. So instead of us going out now, as kids, they go out and find the eggs. There used to be a nest that the Easter Bunny would just lay the eggs. So
it would be the Germans, huh?
Yeah, it would be. Which I love Germany. So, but that's crazy, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to start calling the Easter Bunny Osterhare.
You could be one of those people that just like. Somebody says, I can't wait for the Easter Bunny to come. You mean, you mean Osterhare?
Oh, you mean Osterhare? Yeah, like I got to use not the Italian. I'm Italian. So
you just
use the Italian hand for German. I did ruin it. But so that's where the Easter Bunny, crazy enough, came from. And he started over here in the 1700s. So I have some fun and weird Easter Bunny facts.
Yeah, so far he sounds like a friend.
Yeah, he does. He does.
Yeah.
I don't know about you. Speaking of, let's talk about the faux side, but let me go through these facts real quick, and then we'll talk about the faux side.
All right.
For the faux side, it's more of the current Easter Bunny. So
Gotcha.
I'll tell you about that.
Okay.
But so why is he an Easter Bunny? So unlike birds, rabbits don't lay eggs. So how did they become linked to Easter?
Never thought about that one.
Yeah, I didn't think about it either. So it's likely because rabbits are known for their I don't know how to say this. They're fast with reproducing. So there's a lot of bunnies running around. So they symbolize new life and fertility. So that's the Easter Bunny. So I think we lost Rob on this one.
Just watching you navigate that was,
I was
something
like,
of a beauty. You did a great job.
Yeah, I was trying to think of what word to say. Just in case. I don't think we have any kids listening to the podcast, but we always try to be family friendly here.
Everybody knew what you meant.
Yes,
you did a great job. You crushed it.
Eggs equal rebirth, which it's a symbol of new life, especially. Like I said, it's a Christian holiday, so it's it's Jesus's resurrection, so new life.
That's right.
The first chocolate bunnies were made in Germany, of course, in the 19th century.
Okay.
They were actually made out of sugar and pastry, so not your typical chocolate bunnies that you know today. Have you ever heard of Easter Bunny races? Like they race.
No.
They're fast.
No. That sounds like fun though.
Yeah, but it's even funnier because it's not actual Easter bunnies. It's people dressed up as bunnies.
Oh yeah, that's classic.
Yeah, so in Australia, they people dress as Easter bunnies and they run obstacle courses, which I'm not gonna lie, might be something fun for us to do here in a couple of weeks. Me and Rob.
Like that.
We should go full bunny though, like bunny suits. Like I'm not gonna lie.
I'm down.
Yep. And then lastly, there was actually a bunny band down in Australia. So
a bunny band?
Yes. It says here that, speaking of Australia, they actually prefer the Easter bilby over the bunny because rabbits are an invasive species there. Which is crazy because with the size of the really scary animals that probably eat bunnies over there, the fact that bunnies are invasive is crazy that they're not.
Well, I think it goes back to your first point.
Yeah.
About reproductive stuff.
So let's talk about the creepy Easter bunnies.
All right, here we go.
So I don't know if you guys have seen a scary Easter bunny costume. How many have you seen scary Easter bunny costumes?
And they're so creepy.
And they're terrible. So old-time Easter bunny costumes from the early 1900s actually look like something straight out of a horror movie.
They do.
So I'm actually going to put some pictures. I scoured the internet earlier this week and found some great scary Easter bunny pictures. So if you scare easy, don't look.
Scary.
Skip the next 5 seconds. So Rob, this will probably be your favorite fact. Easter Bunny beer. Some breweries create Easter Bunny themed beers flavored with chocolate, marshmallow, and spices.
That does sound awesome.
That sounds really good. Yeah. So I would be a fan of that as well. But yeah, so the Easter Bunny has come a long way from his origins, and other than the creepy costumes that you guys have probably seen today, I don't know. I like the holiday. I think it signifies warm weather and
new birth.
Yeah, new birth. And like I said, the start of our busy concert season. So I'm really excited about it. But how do you? Since you have kiddos, I don't have kiddos. We still celebrate Easter, but what do you guys do for Easter?
They definitely get an Easter basket, and normally we go see family.
Oh, nice. Yeah. That's always fun,
and then
too.
have a big Easter dinner. That's kind of
nice. The food is my favorite.
Right.
I'm always one for food. That's why I like Thanksgiving so much.
And you also got to have an Easter egg hunt.
Yes.
That's a must for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's nice because it means spring is here. We made it through the winter.
100%.
Might get a couple more cold days, but for the most part, we're here. It's time to go outside again. Take a look at that big flaming gas star in the middle of the sky.
Yes.
And get some good vibes going.
Oh, man, I love it.
Yeah.
Yep. So we're ready. Speaking of warmer weather.
Yes.
We know that May is not for another month. We know it's still April, but we want to go ahead and talk about Taqueritas to get you guys ready, excited. Taqueritas is probably our biggest festival, I would say. Here it's happening here in Berglund Center, out in the parking lot. We've had it the last 2 years, and last year was awesome. We had so many people come out.
Yeah,
it was great, and the tacos were delicious. Oh my gosh, I probably could have eaten myself into a coma.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Rob, give us a rundown of. I know we have general admission tickets.
Yeah.
We got VIP tickets. Let's tell the people what all they can experience while we're there.
Yeah, so there's so much to unpack here. So that, like Tiffany said, that's why we wanted to go a little bit early. We will say it's on May 4th, so that's why you'll see Darth Vader and stuff in our imagery.
Yep.
So May 4th in the Berglund Center parking lot. So to get in the door, real cheap, $9. If you don't want to eat, you don't want to drink, you just want to come, do the kids stuff, and which we'll go over soon. $9 to get in the door. Now, if you're a taco connoisseur and you like margaritas, this is going to be your best deal. It's $49. It gets you an hour and a half early. And Tiffany will tell you, last year there were a bunch of lines.
Yes.
That's because the tacos were so good. So if you get the VIP, you can beat some of those lines.
Yep.
Last year was an hour. We were like, you know what? Let's give them another half an hour.
I like it.
It's like Oprah. You get a half an hour.
you get a half an hour. Which is great because you could honestly, depending on how fast you eat, you could get your tacos that you want and then just hang out and drink the rest of the day. I mean,
the drink lines were not that long, but we did do something we added more vendors, which Tiffany will go over.
Yep.
But it's still a huge benefit. Another thing you get is this lovely shot glass necklace.
Oh,
wow.
Rob's going to wear it around his head because his bunny ears are preventing it.
So this is a keepsake you can keep. It's got the year on it. Little fun sayings.
Yep.
You get 2 tacos from any of the vendors. So
yes.
not from us. You get to pick the vendors. It's your choice, included in the price. 1 margarita tasting flight, which means you get 5 samples of the different flavors of margaritas. Last year, I think we had 7 flavors. So it's not just any margaritas. It's all these different types, and you get to try them. You get your own VIP section that includes shade and patio furniture. So if you're one of those people that likes to sit down.
And just hang out.
It's right by the stage. And free chips and salsa.
Yes.
All included in that $49 price.
If you just want to pay that and eat your 2 tacos and come eat chips and salsa until you want to throw up, that is perfectly okay.
Totally fine.
Just do it in the bathroom. That's all we ask.
And those do sell out. They've sold out every year.
They have.
Because there's a limited amount of those. So if that's something you're interested in, if you do want to get in, but you don't want VIP, but you do want to get that margarita flight, it's $12 at the day of. And kiddos, Tiffany's going to tell you all about the kiddos
Yes.
and the vendors, but under 12 and under are completely free.
Yep.
So it's a family-friendly event. You got your dogs are coming. We're going to have a dog water ball station. And the biggest thing, and Tiffany's been crushing this. She's been working so hard for you guys. So if you see Tiffany and you enjoyed all those vendors, I want you to come up and tell her, great job.
Yes,
You're the
I love high fives. Just give me a high five.
High fives, low fives, middle fives. Just no too slows.
No,
we don't want
because
no tricks.
I probably will miss it. It takes me a second. Oh boy, I'm gonna get a lot of too slows this year. I see it happening.
Yeah, well, Tiffany, can you tell us what vendors we got?
So
all right, strap in because it's gonna take.
Yeah, let me start with the vendors first, and then I will talk about the kids' activities.
Yes.
So, I actually have these separated by like taco vendors,
sweet.
burrito vendors, dessert. I mean, we have it all, guys. We even have shopping vendors this year, which is new.
Yes.
We didn't have that many last year. So just to start off, we have Martin's Downtown. They are a staple here in Roanoke, and we got them coming. We have El Gordo. I believe he was here last year, too, so he's coming back. We have
Sold out.
Yes, he did. Leo's Catering, who was also here last year, coming back. Empanada Nirvana, he is also coming back. Love that guy, super nice. Pink Lemonade is a new vendor, but I love what they put out. She is got birria tacos and elote corn, so I think that's a cool aspect.
Okay.
We got Diablo's Tacos, which he was here last year as well, so he's coming back. We have this is a new vendor. I'm sorry if I butcher this. Birria La Vaca is coming. So I see their food truck everywhere in Roanoke. Delicious. They got tacos, quesadillas, chips. They're even bringing some wings and fries if you guys want.
Oh, sweet. I didn't know that.
Yeah, for those people who don't want tacos, my dad's not big on Mexican food, so he's probably going to be there all day eating wings.
There you go. I like that.
Yeah, so, and then we have Fonda Hernandez. She's returning from last year. They will be here again with tacos, quesadillas, tortas, which are sandwiches, steak, and I believe also some chicken options.
Sweet.
Cabo Fish Taco Truck. We all know and love them, so they're coming back. And then last but not least, we have Burritos Pasa del Norte, and those are the taco vendors. So
and that's just starting because we
have more.
Yeah, we're just, and then that's at least, I guess.
We'll probably add on a couple more as we get closer, but these are just, I mean, that's I think 11 or 12 just taco
at
vendors.
Least.
That's more than we had last year.
Right.
So, and then for dessert vendors, we have the Rad Shack. He'll be doing some shaved ice and delicious frozen. I've had frozen coffee. It's delicious. I will drink coffee at any day or any time of the day.
Right.
So. Get Glaze. They are a donut vendor. So they're going to be doing freshly made donuts and just some soft drinks if you guys would like. And then we also have Frosty Softy, which is going to be some ice cream options. I don't think we had ice cream last year.
No.
My dad specifically mentioned, please get ice cream. So I was like, that was my thing.
You hooked them up. You got them wings and ice cream.
Yeah, I did. I mean, you got to have options just in case.
Yeah.
I mean, I love Mexican food. I can eat it all the time, but I know some people can't. But
right.
And then we have the Lemonade Girls. So we have some just a bunch of lemonade flavors. So we're going to have some fresh squeezed lemonade there. And then for our shopping vendors, we have Stitch Therapy, Sweet Jesus Salsa Co., Spice Titan, Fermented Fire Hot Sauce, Farm to Table Food Services, and Peacock Perch Creations. So that's a lot of shopping vendors. They're going to have their little market happening. And then last but not least, we have our entertainment, like Kids Zone vendors. So we have April Yop Art coming. She did face painting for us last year. She did a great job. She's going to be back. We have DJ Flex Photo Booth. Those are some sweet pictures. I have the one of me, you, and Robin in my office. They're beautiful.
Beautiful.
And they beautiful. Is that from
No, it's just you talking about us being beautiful. I
love it.
Emphasizing it.
I'm cracking up. And then new this year, we have Kind Fairy glitter tattoos. I kind of want to go get one of those this year myself.
Yeah, I think we do both need to get matching ones.
Yeah, so, and she'll also have a coloring station. So other than that, in the kids zone, I believe we're going to have some inflatables.
That's
right, Rob?
right. And all of that is included in your price. So it's not like you're going to the event and you got to pay for face painting or glitter. We've already paid them,
so it's free.
Yeah, free to you guys. Just got to come in and get it. Yeah, we will have inflatables. And then the other theme for this one is bigger. So if you've seen any of our ads, it's like we were going for bigger.
Yep.
Everything's bigger this year. We got a bigger margarita glasses, more vendors. everything that you can imagine. We got feedback from you guys last year. He says, we love the event, but we just want it to be more epic. And we are all about feedback.
Yep.
So, and in that same vein, if anybody's listening that has a food truck, please reach out to us. We're constantly adding more. So just think bigger. Other things that we have going on is we have contests. So if you've noticed this trophy sitting right here, the lovely Tiffany
and
getting her Vanna White on.
I just want to say the defending champion will be back
to
defend his title
for the taco eating contest.
Yeah, for the taco eating contest. So what if I was like for Taqueritas?
Yeah,
I miss Taqueritas.
Yeah.
So speaking of that, Rob, I'll let you talk about the contest.
So we also have, for the first time, we're gonna have a Miss Taqueritas and a Miss Tiny Taco.
Which I'm trying to hold this.
So we'll have 2 winners. We're asking if you have the best contest. We're asking you to dress up, and then we'll hold a small contest, and the winners will get these tiaras.
Yes.
So
very cute.
We're trying to make it as fun as possible. It was fun last year, but our goal is to build on it every year. So if you had fun last year, it's going to be even more fun, and then next year's going to be even more fun. We got the Renewal by Anderson Taco Eating Contest. We got K92 coming. We got WSLS coming. We got over 15 vendors and counting.
Yeah, Kids like 26 Zone, guys in 26. Total.
All right, I low shot that like crazy.
You're just missing 10. Don't worry about it.
I mean, I can't even keep up. Tiffany's adding them every day.
I just want to make sure it's awesome, and I think it will be. I'm stoked. I can't wait.
This is one of those events we take a lot of pride in, and if you guys have any suggestions, let us know. But we think we got a good one for you. Actually, we know we got a good one for you because we put in the effort, and we hope to see everybody there. We'll touch base on it one more time quickly in the May episode, but we wanted to kind of lay it all out there. That way you can get your friends going, because you got to come in a group, right? And you can come by yourself, but you know. I mean,
catch me there by myself eating tacos. Yeah, if I didn't work here, I would be there eating tacos by myself and with my dog.
Yeah. Bring the dog.
You can bring your dog.
Bring the dogs.
Yep.
So it's going to be a great event. We're really looking forward to it. And hit us up with any questions, or if you're a food vendor and you want to be a part of it, you can let us know too.
Sweet.
All right, let's move right along. We got our favorite segment of the day, Pop Goes Burglin' Center.
I love the soundboard.
Yeah, all righty. And I want to press it again just because it's so much fun. You ready? Okay.
Repeat. Take it back. Remix. So, Rob, have you seen this?
Any good videos lately?
Yeah, you guys know us. We got to talk about TikTok at least once every single episode. God forbid anything
I
ever
don't know if I saw this one on TikTok. It was more Twitter for me.
I have seen brands actually getting in on this, and I want us to also do it. I haven't fully thought it out yet, but we'll have to do it.
Oh, well, let's back up a little bit. So there's this video.
Sorry, we're just
of this guy. And
I'm going to put it in the podcast. You guys will see it. Sorry, it'll be over here. Yes.
We'll have it just playing while we're talking.
Yes, it'll be playing.
You don't really need to hear anything.
No, it's crazy.
It's this guy getting ready. He wakes up at what, 3:40 a.m.?
I think it's either 3:40 or like 4 a.m., like some ungodly hour.
And then he just dunks his face in water.
It's not even regular water. It is sparkling water out of a bottle.
He eats banana and then rubs
the peel on his face.
That's my favorite part.
Yeah, I can't.
And you got to be careful with that, because I know somebody that heard about that, and then they accidentally got some in their eye, and they had to get it cut open.
Oh, no. All right. Well,
so be careful with that. And if you like this guy's routine, he should have put a disclaimer on his video, honestly.
He should have. May go blind.
He's working out. He's got a Louis Vuitton purse. He's got people following him.
Yes.
Did you? He jumped in the air for 3 minutes. Did you notice that?
So
when he's
on that
diving in the water?
note, I am going to I found so many great memes about this singular video. I've never seen so many memes made about it.
So viral.
I'm putting all of them here so you guys can also enjoy it. It is hilarious. Like the one about him in the air. I have a meme about I was dying. And didn't he? Somebody from Barstool also, I think, made a video about. I think was it KFC? I can't remember who it was. Somebody made a video talking about this video, and it's just the brands and stuff that are remaking it. I think my favorite part about it is how viral it went and how it's becoming I don't want to say a culture, but it is like a trend now. And it happens
it totally
so fast.
is. And did you see the spikes in sales for that water?
Yes. I mean, have you seen that water before? I haven't.
No.
I mean, it's crazy.
He gave them a whole marketing campaign for free.
He did, and I guarantee he's probably... Also, the funniest thing that I think I've heard about this video, somebody said that he rented the apartment and mass created a bunch of content.
I believe
actually
it.
Live there.
My favorite part is it goes, we got to get at least 10,000, and then it just cuts out.
Yeah, it cuts out.
On what?
10,000. What are we talking about? Sales?
Dollars.
And also, I remember me and you and Ashley were talking about it.
Yes.
How awkward is it to set up a tripod every single place that you go? It is so awkward. Like,
I mean, more power to you, I guess, if
I
you
know.
got the cojones to do something like that.
I know. Like, just imagine you're about to do a Zoom business meeting and you have to go set up your I mean, it's just. I mean, more power. I love content creation. Like, me and Rob do it here, but like the awkwardness of being in public at all, like especially the pool scene where he's jumping into the pool to set up the tripod before you jump in the pool. I mean.
Well, then you see where he made a video and it was like, I got a lot of people out there copying me. No, dude, they're making fun of you.
Yeah.
They're not copying you.
Bless his heart. He's very socially unaware, which sometimes I feel like life is better when you're socially unaware like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Listen, I think about that all the time.
Yep. So I feel like me and Rob need to remake that. So we'll try to flesh it out.
We should do a morning routine.
Have you seen
we gotta do it quick,
Duolingos?
No, I haven't seen that.
It's funny. It's really funny. Well, we'll have to let's get on that because I think it'd be really.
We could do it like how we're always loud and everybody is like doesn't like us. And so like we're like waking up just yelling at people and then and they're just in their offices. With
my gosh! Yeah, they our coworkers constantly talk about how they can hear us over anybody else in the office. I love it.
Hey, we're marketing. We gotta
be the personality of the office. Duh, that's our job.
Duh.
We're personality hires. Didn't you know that?
I definitely am.
Yeah, and it's funny because we're on the same side of the hallway, so it's like that one side of the hallway. It's just too much of us.
Yeah,
they need to spread us out. There's personalities.
No, we got to collaborate.
I know we got to.
If we brought Ashley closer to us, it'd be real trouble.
Oh, bless everybody's hearts. When the three of us get together, we are so loud, which is good. We're a very lively marketing department. But
all right. Well, let's redo the video. I think.
Yeah, I think we should too.
Okay.
So you guys look out for that.
All right. For the next segment, Tiffany.
Oh, I got to put on my glasses.
Yes.
For this one.
Well, first of all, why don't you intro it? What are we doing poetry for?
I always see people. So the reason we're doing poetry, I don't know if it's just my TikTok or everyone's TikTok.
I think it might be.
I know I've talked about the basement yard on here. The slam poetry thing is coming back up and it's so popular again. It's like getting millions of views on these videos. It's these old slam poetry videos that these guys have done.
Yes.
And people are like recreating and doing their own slam poetry. So I just thought it'd be fun to do like a poetry section or like a poem section here. So Rob and I are going to read some poems that we found online.
Okay.
And then we have a special guest reading an original poem about Roanoke Live.
Yes.
So,
stay tuned for that. All right, who's going first?
So, Rob, I'm gonna let you go first.
Okay.
I'm gonna get mine.
I don't have shades. I feel.
Do I need to give you here?
Here. How about this?
Oh my! He needs a tiara.
No, I don't want to wear that.
Here, you borrow my shades since I'm the
problem
spectator.
is I'm gonna have to put them on top of them.
Perfect.
I can't see.
You can't even tell you're wearing other glasses.
Home Alone by. I had practiced this name 7 times before we started. In the Carnito. My family is gone. There's no one home. It's only me who's home alone. I shouldn't hear a single squeak. There shouldn't even be a creak. So what's that thumping that I hear? It must mean one thing. Death is near. You're an adult. You'll be just fine. I tell myself as I dial 9. Was that a knock upon the door? My heart beats faster than before. I know it's closed. I've checked the lock. At least my killer knows to knock. I cannot sleep, though I'm in my bed. I've made my amends with God instead. If he decides that it's my time, then this will be my very last rhyme. I hear a bang and then a break. My head shoots up. There's no mistake. I turn my music volume high so I won't hear when I die. I run upstairs, the desk lamp in hand, over my head, ready to land. And right before I did just that, I remember I have a cat.
Oh my gosh, that was amazing! I love it. That was great, Rob. I like it.
Cool.
That would also be me. I constantly forget I have animals in my house.
Yeah, you just hear noises.
Yes, and I have 2 French bulldogs, so they snore in their sleep, and they sound like grown men. So like, I'll be asleep in the middle of the night, and I'll hear them snore, and I'll be like, "Who was that?"
So this was you.
Yeah, that was actually me.
Okay, great.
Written by me.
All right,
guys. So I have my. Yes, we got to get the snaps. This is even funnier because we're wearing bunny ears.
Yeah, right.
All right, so mine is going to be very difficult for me to read, which is what's going to be funny about this, and you'll see once I get started. So this is Monosyllabics by Laura E. Richards. The black cat sat in the fat man's hat. Oh dear, the fat man said, may the great gray bat catch the bad black cat who has left me no hat for my head. A large red cow tried to make a bow, but did not know how. They say for her legs got mixed and her horns got fixed, and her tail would get in her way. A sad, thin ape bought some wide oh gosh, I already messed up. See, I knew it was going to happen once. Some wide white tape to trim a new cape for his niece. But a bold, buff calf with a loud, rude laugh bit off one hole for his geese.
Oh my goodness.
Anyways, I'm done, guys. I messed up twice.
Why would you?
The very end.
I love how you just picked the hardest poem to
Well,
read.
I thought it'd be funny if I did one that had a lot of stuff like that.
Yes,
so
that was
I wanted to
perfect.
see if I could get through it. I had never
You
read that
almost
out
did.
loud.
You almost did.
I did.
That was good.
Yeah. So on that note, we are going to invite our special guest right now.
Okay. All right. Welcome on, Ashley. Thanks for joining us.
It is I. I am Ashley.
How mysterious.
So I know, so mysterious, especially in the all black back there in the
Yeah.
sunglasses. I think
Very
she
much.
snuck in. Did you let her in?
I think, are we attending our funeral?
I think we are. I have a feeling we may get roasted. We got interviewed before this poem was created, so
Yes.
yeah. And then since we're facing this way, so y'all can see our reaction, I felt like she needed an audience.
Yes.
So we have Mr. Furby. Actually, that's got to be Mrs. Furby. I don't know. Well, guys can like pink too.
Yeah.
And then we have Bucky. So Mr. Bucky. So yeah, Ashley.
They're a pretty tough crowd already.
They are. They're not making a lot of noise, but
No.
all right. So
I love this character. This is great.
me too. This is
All right,
hilarious.
Ashley.
Thank
Well,
you.
this is Ashley with a poem about Roanoke Live. Take it away.
Now, I want a disclaimer. I can't see a thing. I wear glasses. And I don't have my prescription glasses currently on. So whatever paper that is in front of you, it looks like it could be my poem, but I'm hoping it's not. Okay. Great.
She was like, I hope I have my poem.
I have 2 poems.
Oh boy, I'm extra nervous now.
I'm going to be sending an extra invoice. All right. I hope you all are ready.
Gum.
Are we ready, folks? Have you all ever heard of a haiku?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry, to answer your question, yes.
I was going to say, because they're not. Okay. Because they weren't giving me any zhuzh.
Yes. Oh, that's awkward.
We totally went male on that one now.
I'm doing my best to stay in character. Oh, okay. This first one is called Ashley's Haiku. Now, let me put a disclaimer. A haiku is a Japanese form of a poem where you have to start off with the first line being 5 syllables, the second line being 7 syllables, and the third line being 5.
Okay.
They cannot rhyme. That is a rule.
Specific.
I don't know if you all knew
I
that.
did not know that last part, so that's good to know.
All right, great.
We're learning things on this podcast.
Learning is love. All right. Oh, the snaps. All right. Ashley's haiku. Roanoke Live podcast. Hilarious, cringy, fun. Better watch or else.
Oh,
I have artwork.
Okay, that is the best I've ever seen, guys. It's a sloth. Amazing.
So I don't know if you all remember back in about 2014, there was like the heavy sloth meme era.
Oh, heck yeah.
Yeah.
Love a good
I'm
sloth.
still there.
That is okay.
I'm 10 years
more
old
than
at this
okay.
point.
Still there.
Love it. I love it.
That was number 1.
Oh,
Please
boy.
keep that to hang in here somewhere.
You know what?
Thank
we
you.
should.
Well, we have memes, so yeah.
Yeah, I'll put it on the wall somewhere. That's amazing.
You crushed that.
You
That was
did.
Thank you.
awesome.
Thank you very much.
She's got it.
I am kind of struggling here. but
We made her
Okay.
hold her mic. She had to.
Kinda.
She had to work for it.
I'm working for this. Working for the weekend,
Oh,
people.
no.
Yeah, I'm struggling. All right.
I was like,
Okay, now they got me We got to get a sponsor so I can get a wireless
They should just
situation
sponsor
here.
this poet.
All right.
Yes. We need
Well, it doesn't matter. I can't see that far, so I'd be like this. All right, here we go. I'm trying to stay in character, people. I don't know my poetry name, my stage name.
Oh, yeah, we need one.
Oh, I do know it. Amp on the track. Okay, here we go. AMP, amp
That's
on
what
the
we'll
track.
say the special guest is, all
Are
right?
y'all ready for my second poem?
Yes.
Potentially.
Potentially. Okay.
I'm ready.
All right.
I'm ready.
We're ready.
SpongeBob in this place. All right. This one is called Ashley's Poem. If you didn't realize, the first one was called
Ashley's poem.
Ashley's Haiku.
Wow. I didn't
All
The
right.
second one is called Ashley's Poem. Here we go. Rob and Tiff asked me for a favor because they know I'm a poetic slayer.
Oh.
Not just my words, but also those deals. Oh, wait, I messed up. I'm going to start over.
Oh my God.
Don't edit
I'm
this
weak.
out, Tiffany.
I'm weak. It's staying
This
in.
is pure art.
It is staying
All right.
in.
She did it on
Improv.
purpose.
All right, here we go. I messed up. One, because I can't see. I don't want to block my face, but it's kind of getting to that point. All right, here we go. Ashley's poem.
I'm weak.
Shh.
Quiet
Haven't
on
y'all
the
been to
set.
poetry nights?
Oh, sorry.
Ashley's poem. Rob and Tiff asked me for a favor because they know I am a poetic slayer. Not just my words, but also slaying those deals. I'm Ashley, the group sales and sponsorship manager with all the thrills. I'm here to spill the tea because I gave them the 3rd degree. I got blackmail, but I won't tell it all, you see. I know Rob hates people that are late and Tiff hates rude, but they literally embarrass themselves for the views.
Hey.
Tiff said, I'll go to jail if it boosts our stream. Rob said, bet, I'll bail you out. Dream team.
Oh,
But guess who's got to sell those ads to make it stick? Yup, me, sealing deals real quick. That's a joke. Let me clarify that. Don't want the politics creeping down my back. But like I was saying, Rob and Tiff bring the vibe, pouring passion into every second of Roanoke Live. They won platinum. The Roanoker don't lie. Best local podcast? No cap. Come see why.
Thank you, Ashley.
Crushed it.
You crushed it. Honestly, good thing Rob and I didn't have to come up with anything because that was phenomenal.
Epic performance. Epic. Oh, wow. Ashley, she really crushed that one. That was hysterical.
She did. She
got us
did.
good.
Ashley's so funny as
Yeah.
it is. Like, she has such a personality. I love having her in the office. So she cracks me up.
Yeah,
I
she's
mean,
a ray of sunshine.
she is. Love
She
it.
fits right in, like we were saying. Like,
Yeah.
I guess it's a marketing and sales thing. You got to have
A little bit of a personality. Yep.
Well, speaking of personalities, Berglund Center rumor mill time.
Sorry, coworkers again.
We need a sound for this. Psst, 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 psst.
The whispers. Everybody's got to hear the whispers.
Doing ASMR.
Oh, man. Did you hear my jingle? That was pretty good.
All right, let's try this. Let's just freestyle. I'll whisper and then you do your song.
Okay.
Psst, 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 psst.
Everybody hear the whispers.
Oh,
You guys
crushed
we just came up with that off the top
magic
of our head.
right
Let's
here.
go. All right.
All right. So last month was about Sarah, who did not listen.
Sarah, our feelings are hurt.
So I think we gotta figure out some sort
And
of punishment.
it's even funnier for Sarah too because she is next to me when I'm editing the podcast, so I'm sure she heard her name.
I think we got to think of some punishment if they don't catch it. Sarah has to do a TikTok dance.
Yeah, right. If we could successfully get our coworkers, like it's already hard enough to get them to try to do stuff with us. I don't know. We'll have to.
She's gonna make an appearance. From now on, if you don't catch us, then there's gonna be some sort of.
They have to make an appearance on the podcast.
Yes.
They just have to come in and say hi.
Yeah.
But they have to wear a ridiculous wig
That's
that we
right.
find in the bin.
Okay, you gotta take a ridiculous picture.
Yep.
That gets posted.
Yes. I love how we're all about punishing ourselves and other
Yeah,
people on this
yeah.
podcast. Just So,
all right,
Rob,
for this month, this is
should
a great
I say
one.
it since I don't want you to get in trouble for this. All right, Alexis, I apologize in advance, but I feel like we're pretty tight, so I feel like you won't get too mad. I heard that Alexis, the director of ticketing down in the box office, licks every single ticket that she gives out to anybody who purchases them at the box office. Yes, literally. You now have her DNA on your ticket.
Here you go. One ticket. And man, you know how much extra time that must take?
I mean, like I said, people were saying that tickets are expensive. We're adding value to the tickets.
Yes.
I'm just lick the ticket and now they have it.
We need a big disclaimer. Rumors.
Yeah. No, I do. I put a disclaimer above us every time. Yes, guys. Like I said, that's why it's called
But she definitely
Center
licks the tickets.
I've seen her lick the tickets. I'm down in the box office a lot, like
just
getting
licking
stuff.
away. How does she have
Just
that much
licking away.
saliva?
I don't know.
Does she have like water?
I think she uses the fake saliva for the actual like thing she sends out, and then she uses her real saliva to lick the tickets.
Gotcha.
Wow, we just went hard. We went
Dang,
2 rumors
Alexis.
in one. All right, well. So
There
there's
we
our
go.
rumor mill. All right. So Rob, I keep talking about upcoming events.
Yes.
April's approaching. We got a couple to lead into the busy event season we got this summer. I'm actually going to talk about the Vinyl Vault concert series as well I know that's later in May, but I want to go ahead and mention that.
Okay,
just so people can get their tickets.
Yeah.
But,
Why don't I go through these and then you wrap this up with the Vinyl Vault?
I like it.
All right, so we got Blippi, April 10th. If you got a young kid, they like Blippi, you gotta go. I mean, you just gotta.
It's Blippi. You gotta come see Blippi.
You know, it's a traveling Blippi. Some people get a little hung up on that.
Yeah.
But your kid don't care. Only you care. Let's be honest. And the guys, you know, that's just how the tour works. It's an awesome show.
Well, and the way they perform, they put their heart and souls out there. It's so fun. So.
And then April 11th, we got our friends at Henritzy Dental Group. They're having a hygiene event. So if you want to get your teeth clean or learn how to clean about your teeth, I said that totally wrong, but check out our website for more details. And then we want to see those kiddos again on April 24th. Cocomelon sing-along. Tiffany, sing us a Cocomelon song. You've been listening
believe
to
it
the
or not,
commercial.
you would think I know, but I think it's a bunch of like gibberish. Yeah. Well, I've listened to the commercial like 17 times, so.
Come and play at Berglund Center.
See, perfect. Amazing.
Perfect.
Yeah.
We're just singing the songs.
We are. We're in a sing-song
And then we wrap up the month with Screamiverse. We had those guys on last month.
Yes.
It is going to be such an awesome event. I am looking forward to this one. Man, from the end of April into like the first week of May with Taqueritas, if you're not at Berglund Center,
what are you doing?
What are you doing?
What are you even doing?
I will reiterate this one more time. We said this last time, but Screamiverse is put on by local people. They're putting their necks out on the line to bring this event. They're financially invested in this.
Yes.
So if you guys like these type of events, we get comments on our Facebook sometimes. Bring more rock shows. We got to show out for these type of things.
We do. They're going to have, I think some local rock bands vending at the event, so they'll have booths. So if you want to, you got to support at the local level in order to get the national, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and we understand.
Every national act band was local at one point.
That's true.
I mean, I'm just saying.
And we understand money's tight, so it's not no shade if you can't go.
But these are very affordable tickets,
right.
I will say. Like for a convention... and there's so much value in it. They're going to be doing the films. They're going to have the vendors. They're going to have the special guests. They're going to have the classes, which those are an add-on. But please go check out the classes. They have Madam Adam, and then they have Corked and Conjured class. So, make sure you guys check those out. And then there's some other stuff. There was just so much. If you guys want to know about everything, go watch
check out
interview.
the website. That's probably
the web. Oh, yes, Screamiverse.com. But also the interview, they get more in depth if you guys want to learn more. So.
And if you want to try to win tickets, iHeartRadio is going to be giving them away all month. So listen to them and try to win some tickets. It's going to be a great event. And then Tiffany, why don't you tell them about the Vinyl Vault concert series, which is another awesome thing this summer.
It is. So we have 4 shows over at Elmwood for our Vinyl Vault concert series. So the first one's on May 2nd, and it's Melissa Etheridge and Joss Stone. So come to my window. Oh my gosh. Anyways, so we have that, and then Joss Stone. I learned a fact about her the other day. I just have to say she was in the Tudor show. on Amazon
Really?
Prime. I was watching it the other day and I was like, wait a second. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
And then we have in between that and the third show, we just got this after I made the poster, but we have Rick Springfield, John Waite, Wang Chung, and John Cafferty coming on June 8th.
Chung tonight.
So that's going to be cool. And if you guys didn't know, Rick Springfield sings Jesse's Girl.
Oh, I wish that I had. Nobody wants to listen to this thing.
I like it though. We're definitely in a singy mood today.
Yeah.
So
Friday.
yes. And then on August 9th, we have Lost 80s Live, which features some big 80s bands.
Yes.
A Flock of Seagulls, Big Country, General Public, and more. So that's going to be a big. You guys come dressed up in the 80s.
Yes.
I think my mom's actually going to go to that one too.
Sweet.
She's going to Rick Springfield as well. She loves it. And then another one for you guys that are more in the 2000s. We have Train coming with special guest Edwin McCain, which sings "I'll Be." All right, this
Your crying shoulder.
I think me and Rob should just start a band. But that one,
Train has got the jams.
yes, they do. They have so many jams. I mean, I don't know.
Hey, soul
Sister, I mean,
I'm a Miss
Drops of Jupiter.
Oh
duh.
yeah, that's the best song.
Duh.
Miss Virginia is actually Meet Virginia is my favorite one.
Yes, yes.
She doesn't own a dress.
Oh, that's a see. They have so many bops,
Hair
and I
is
think tickets are
always
selling
best.
really fast for
Yeah,
that
it's
one. So
gonna
make
sell
sure if you guys want them, make sure you get it. But here's the poster for the shows. So
Yes.
make sure you guys go to berglincenter.live/events and get your tickets to everything we just discussed. And yeah, I guess this was episode 21 with the Funny Bunnies.
Funny Bunnies.
Yeah, the Funny Bunnies, the singing bunnies.
Make sure you stay tuned for the great interview we had
Yes.
Mountain Walrus. It was a different sort of interview. We got pretty deep with it.
We
which was
did. I liked
awesome.
it. Yeah, we learned more about those guys. I've known Daniel since I was a kid, but
Yes.
to learn more about Foster was awesome.
It was
Foster,
so
yeah,
good.
it was great. So and
Make sure you check that out for sure.
yeah, and they also do a live acoustic performance, which I just edited the
Yeah.
stuff. It sounds so good. You guys, please
Heck yeah.
stay tuned for that. So yeah, and I guess Funny Bunnies out. We will see you guys in, oh my gosh, May.
Dun dun dun.
Dun dun dun. Welcome back to Roanoke Live. We are here today with Daniel and Foster with Mountain Walrus. Thank you guys so much for being here today.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks for coming on, guys. We
Yeah.
appreciate you.
Yeah, so I know I went to high school and, well, actually, we went to school together
Yeah,
since we were
we've
kids.
elementary school
But
all the way
yeah.
up through. Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, should we start there? What your
Start
mom
there.
said?
Yeah.
it's not. I was a very different person
Well,
back then.
No. You're
You know
going to
what's
like
funny?
this one.
It's actually a good story. My mom told me the other day that you were one of the only people that came to my kindergarten birthday party. So
Yeah,
yeah.
I didn't know that, but yeah, that sounds like me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
my mom actually said that the other day. I told her that I was
does sound
having you
like
guys
that.
on.
It just
I
does
know.
me, man.
You know what? It means a lot. So I figured, you know what? I always remembered. I was like, gotta have him on the podcast, right?
Yeah,
So,
right.
So yeah, so I've loved watching y'all's journey. Like I keep up with you guys on social media, but for the people that don't know, let's start kind of with how you guys, like your origin story and how you guys came together as a band. So I'll let you guys take it from there.
Well, it all started during the pandemic. We had a lot of cancellations. For whatever reason, the bands wouldn't be able to make it to Martin's, traveling bands. So Jill Nelson and Jason Martin at Martin's would hit me up to fill in the voids. It would be random nights. So I would call Mason, Jennelle, and Ben Hite, and we would do a three-piece. And Ben would take his left hand and play bass guitar, and then he would right hand play keys. We would just, yeah, he's great. And we would
absolute monster.
we would just have fun, and we would make a list of cover songs, and I'd send a list to the guys. We would sometimes have a day or two just to prepare for it, go have fun, and go to Martin's and help them out to have live music. But then I had a bunch of songs that I had collected that I wanted to arrange a little differently and play a little differently. Mm-hmm. So with these songs that I had in mind, and there was only a few of them, I knew I wanted to play with Ben Hite. Like that was really, Ben's my favorite guy to play with on so many levels, his creativity or just down to his personality. He's just a great guy. So that was really the first thing. And then Mason and I had talked about playing music a lot throughout the years because he played in all of the bands around some of the bands that I was in. So we always talked about it, never really made it happen. Mm-hmm. So it got there, and then it being just a three-piece, we all got together and talked, of course, now we need to add a bass guitar.
Yeah.
So we originally had a friend of ours, Alex, play, and then fast forward a little bit later, we got Daniel come and play with us. And, you know, then it was what it was. We tried to get together, and we were still kind of finding our musical identity. We didn't really know what the sound was going to be. We knew what we kind of wanted to do, but we still were kicking the tires on it, you know, so to speak.
There was a vision, but it was still being built at the same time.
Yeah, and
that makes
how
sense.
to communicate and stuff, you know.
Yeah,
it's just
yeah,
like
for sure.
anything else. But we got together, and then, you know, we were playing at Fork in the Market.
Fork in the Market, yep.
One
that
night.
was my first show with you guys.
And Ryan Ratliff showed up with his horn. And
Oh my gosh.
I've been, you know, you got to be careful playing out in public when people show up with an instrument you've never seen them before.
Yes.
I've seen
yes.
amazing things.
It's a gamble. It's a gamble.
And I've seen some stuff
Roll
like,
the
oh,
dice.
Lord
Yeah,
have mercy, we need to
for
get through
sure.
this. And I looked at Mason, and Mason knew Ryan. And Mason was like, yeah, he needs to play, and he never left.
Oh, wow.
I didn't
That's
really,
awesome.
wasn't
crazy.
really specifically looking for a horn player, but when he came, what it did to the music was just like, okay, this is
Yeah,
the direction
it's-
we
Heck
need to go.
yeah.
There's no denying what he brings to the table as far as our overall sound goes.
Oh, yeah.
Him and Ben both.
Yeah.
Him and Ben both. They really
have the musical smarts too.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they're the theory guys.
Yeah, they can
they are
help
the
us
theory guys
when I
for sure.
bring a little bit of an idea. They can kind of help like elaborate
Flesh
on
it
some
out.
stuff,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
So
Honestly, it was cool for me when I stepped in. I think Ryan came in like right before, like right around the same time I did, and it was cool for me because I played with Ryan in the past, and he had left that group, and it was kind of cool how life brought us back around because I mean he's just an incredible musician. He's a
Yeah.
good guy, and I have a blast and have had a blast over the last few years watching just who he is as a musician kind of evolve too. You know, when I first started playing with him, his stage presence, his talent's always been there, but like just his confidence level has risen, and especially now since being with Walrus, it's like we were talking about it last night at rehearsal. Everything is just evolved. I've seen a lot of evolution in him as a musician, and I love it.
Oh, nice. So, I know you guys have talked about your bandmates. When did each of you start playing? Like, when was your moment where you were like, I really want to start playing music, just like period? Like, I feel like, Daniel, you've been
I've
playing
always
music.
played, yeah.
Yeah, for a really long time. So, I
Yeah.
guess if you want to start, and then Foster, you can tell us when you...
Yeah, I've, I don't know. I was probably about 10 or so, and my family had just moved into your mom's neighborhood.
Yeah,
my
I
parents moved
remember.
into Fallen Creek.
Yep.
And when we moved there, we got a piano that was my great grandmother's, and it came all the way from the farm in Eastern Virginia.
That's
and got moved into the
awesome.
house, and I remember sitting in the driveway, just right there in front of the garage the day we moved in. It hadn't been moved into the house yet, and I just kind of started doing this, and I'm like, man, I like that. And I already like music. You know, my dad is a guitar player.
Okay.
You know, I grew up in a house of blues and southern rock. You know, everything from
your
Skinner.
uncle's a luthier.
Yeah, everything from Skinner to Yes. You know, so I grew up in a lot of that
I
kind of
love it.
stuff. And yeah, my he's not blood uncle, but we call him Uncle Jim. I mean,
Yeah.
our families have been so close for so long. But he is a luthier. He's actually a high-end boutique acoustic luthier.
Oh, wow.
And
Okay.
he it's called Merrill Instruments, and he makes incredible. And so all throughout the family, there's touches of music here and there in one way or another. And honestly, from that moment where I started pushing them keys, keys didn't last too long for me because I couldn't sit still, and a piano teacher
Same.
wanted me to
Yeah, it's all
sit
about
up straight and
Oh,
hold my
yeah.
hands right and learn
Yeah.
how to read sheet music. So that didn't last very long. And honestly, guitar is what's always had my heart anyways. I'm a guitar player first more than anything. So it wasn't long after, I don't know, like I got through 3 or 4 lessons and I was like, I want to play guitar.
Yeah.
And picked up a guitar and just never looked back. As far as playing professionally, it's been probably about 5 or 6 years. In my 20s, I was focused on things that weren't pursuing my passion. You know, I was kind of in that slave of the system thing.
Right.
You get up and you work
Yeah.
your job and you go to the grocery store and you do be responsible the majority of the time and not really, I never really have felt fulfilled, you know, from working from a corporation or, you know, manufacturing and stuff. You know, I've had good jobs. I've had great coworkers. I've had some really great bosses, but I got to a point where I'm like, what's the next level for me to actually be happy and not get to the point where I'm 70 years old and look back? And we're always going to have regrets. But
Right.
as far as the big ones, I'm like, what's really going to make me happy? And I'm like, music's always been that thing for me.
Yep.
You got to take that shot.
Started digging in, and I played with a Jared Stout band off and on for a little while, filled in with them and did some stuff with them, and that kind of got my feet wet in some of the regional market. And I've been with Chad Nickel and the Loose Change for three and a half years or so now. Done a lot of really cool things with them. Had some great experiences. They're all great guys. Chad writes incredible music. And then Foster and my path crossed, and I just wanted to be doing more. And the reality of it is, especially at this level, if you want to be as close to a full-time musician as you can be, usually requires multiple projects. So, when I first came into Walrus, I wasn't really sure what to expect. And then we got into the meat and potatoes of it, and the vision was shared, and A, B, and C is the goal. And those goals match up with the goals I have for myself personally as a musician and what I want. And it's just, I don't know, man. It's only been, a year and a half or so since I jumped in, and it feels like a lifetime already. Like, we've spent a lot of time together and put a lot of work in, not just in the music, but I'd like to think that we are a family unit as a group. Even with our management and our agent, they're not just suits. They're a part of the family too. So it's really cool, just the whole dynamic that has been built with Walrus, and Mountain Walrus is on the rise.
Yes, yes.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So,
and to take that leap, I'm sure that must have been scary when you were like...
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah.
I'm sure a lot of people that are listening can kind of relate to that, where they feel kind of stuck.
Yeah.
And to do that and make sure that's super cool.
It'll make you shake in your boots.
Yeah.
Because it's like, those tight weeks where, it's not like I don't work, I still have to work and stuff.
Yeah.
To pay bills
Yeah.
But the mindset, but I'm not going to do this for
off season comes around and gigs are slow.
Yeah.
And you get so used to having that extra income from, busy season, like now through the end of fall really stays really busy. Yeah, there's times even now, even after you make the leap, you're like, what am I doing? But at the end of the day, I personally believe that if you want anything bad enough, whether it's a cat or a career, it doesn't matter. If you want something bad enough, you will change your perspective and your way of thinking to where every step you take, whether it's directly involving that choice or not, is in service of that, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. Totally.
What I do outside of music, I'm always thinking, okay, how is this going to affect my schedule, my time to be able to practice, my time to be able to get together with these guys once a week to do our rehearsals, and studio time. I think about stuff like that before I do anything outside of music. So I personally think that even though it is scary at times, I have every bit of faith that it's worth it.
I love that.
Definitely. So Foster, I know that I don't know as much about you, so I want to know your story now. So when did you start music? What kind of got you into it? I know you're a guitarist as well as a singer and a songwriter. So let us know more about that.
I started playing when I was like 12. I had my dad's side of the family is very musical. I've got aunts and cousins and stuff that professionally record gospel music and church music and stuff.
Oh, awesome.
So I get it honest. I was helping my aunt move from Orange County, I believe, to Richmond, and she had some beater Yamaha guitar and gave it to me. And my younger brother Daniel Burton, he was also enthralled with it. And we had this guitar, and we pretty much shared it and learned from it. But excuse me, it wasn't always something that I did serious. I never did it in school. I played football. I'm a construction worker by trade, so I lived that life for a long time. But I always played music for my friends. I played guitar when I got home at night. It was always something I had. I didn't take it serious. I didn't really challenge myself. I wrote songs for my friends.
Yeah, yeah.
It wasn't anything very serious or really trying to get more than just having some fun and reactions out of my friends at campfires and stuff.
Yeah,
so fast forward to 2008, I was, a drunk for 20 years. So I was at the bar, and all my friends were like, you should book a gig here at All Sports. And I was like,
oh, yes.
Okay, that's okay. And so,
you're like, sure.
So I booked the gig, and I had like 6 months to get ready for it or so, I'd say. And I made a long list of songs. It was probably 80% Grateful Dead songs because that's what I grew up listening to and playing. And I booked the gig. It was August 9th, which is the day Jerry Garcia died. And all my school teachers from high school came out.
Oh, that's awesome.
My family.
Wait, so it was the day that...
Well, no, he died in '95.
Oh,
but it was,
yeah, it was like
in the Grateful Dead world, it's celebrated.
Yeah.
It's a celebrated
Very
date, so I
nice
chose that date.
That's awesome.
To celebrate it and to have my first gig. And there's a recording of it. It's terrible. I was so nervous, and
I would have been.
I was drinking heavily at that time. And but what it did was it lit a fire in me somewhere. I couldn't really explain, but it made me want to like go home and practice and learn stuff. And then you get around people like PJ George and like these people that are like really like regional rock stars and heroes of mine. And you're not ashamed of yourself. It's not the right word, but it's just like when you get around these guys and you see how comfortable they are and you see the work it takes to play a comfortable way and confidence and stuff like that, it makes some people really want to do it. But to do that, to take that on, is a lifetime thing. You have to stick at it and do it a lot to be able to do it in front of people.
Played for 40 years and you're still learning something.
You're never gonna be the best, and there's always somebody better or different or something. But that's what's kept me going. I've gone up and down, and being an artist, you get discouraged. You play for empty rooms. All this stuff happens, but music's been such an important part of my life through healing and through all this stuff that it's my passion more now than ever. And it's all I do. I mean, I'm a dad first, but after that, I'm a musician. All day long, I write.
Heck yeah, I love that. Well, I feel like, so you talk about when you see those people or that first night, I feel like for a lot of people that could go one of two ways. Like you do it and you're like, oh, that was fun.
Yeah.
I never want to do that again. Or you get around these people and you're like, oh, I'm never going to be as good as them. Like maybe I should just quit now. So like, is that just like, how did it feel when you did that gig? You knew that like you wanted more of it? I feel like it could have went one or two ways at that point.
Yeah, it did. And what really happened was I had the benefit of listening to the recording, because when you have a reaction from people, you assume that it was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And really, a lot of these people are clapping because they're your friends.
Yeah, they love you.
And when I went back and listened to it, it was cringe. It was nails on a chalkboard. And I didn't want that to happen again. It's still like that for me.
Yeah.
I listened to a show and I thought some parts were good, and I'm like, it makes me want to just go nuts,
crawl into a
I was
ball.
gonna say, I feel like you can relate.
Yeah, I could never listen to these.
I can't. Yeah,
podcast. You're like, oh, I sound like this.
Yeah, I'm like, oh no.
And it's gotten better. I can tell that I'm able to channel in and really play like I want to, like I'm sitting on my couch in front of nobody.
Yeah.
But it takes time and practice and experience, and some people get it right away, and I haven't. I've had to consistently, low and slow, get better the entire time.
Yeah, work at it.
And I was a drug addict and a drunk for a very long time, and I'm almost 4 years sober.
That's awesome.
And,
Congratulations.
and having that clarity and I had to use music to sober up. It was the only thing I could think that was that I couldn't do too much of. You can walk too much. You can eat too much healthy food.
Yeah.
You can do all this stuff, all these positive things too much.
Yeah.
You cannot play too much music.
Yeah.
When your hand starts hurting, you can listen to it.
Right.
It was a healing method for me, and I didn't even know that it existed. It just came to me because it was all I had. It was either that or drugs and alcohol, and drugs and alcohol were killing me. So I had the music, and that's why I cherish it so much more now, because I know the power of it now, just through my experience with it.
Yeah, you hear that from addicts sometimes. It's like they sort of replace it with a different sort of obsession. So that's awesome that you were able to find something that
healthy.
And
then a passion of mine already. And it wasn't even a goal. It wasn't like, okay, I'm going to sober up, I'm just going to play music. It was just, I even played basketball. Like, I only played basketball, but it was just something to do that was positive. But my hands would get raw from the basketball I was playing so much,
Right.
But with music, it was never too much. It would, I'd fall asleep before it would get
That's
old.
awesome.
Yeah.
Also a beautiful thing to me that's what came to you in that moment, because not only did it help heal you and get you where you wanted to be as an individual, but now you're spreading it with others. And even if they're not healing from the same things, or maybe they're not healing from anything at all, maybe it's just simply coming to a Walrus show and having a good night and just having a good memory. Like, through your healing, it's at the point now where you're spreading it through music that healed you. It's a beautiful thing. I've always kind of thought that was a beautiful thing about
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. People, there's a lot of people that struggle with that type of stuff. So just to have somebody speak for them and they can relate is, you know, I've had family members that deal with that, and it's really important for people to know that there's stories out there like them.
Yeah, and there's ways to get it, and every situation's different. You know, you don't know that it's going to work, but there are ways to get, you know, good, clean, healthy stuff in your life.
right.
Yeah, definitely.
So let's switch gears for a second. I love hearing about band names. I know some of them don't make any sense at all. They're just totally random.
Oh, man.
They're just totally random. They don't mean anything. Some of them have deep, super meaning. Let's hear the origin story for Mountain Walrus. How did that come about?
All right, well, so it kind of ties in. We were just talking about my sobriety. When I had like some back surgeries and some stuff that I was drinking with, and part of when I was sober, I had to deal with pain. So I started.
Yeah.
My doctor basically told me, he said, "You can't afford physical therapy. You have to do yoga for the rest of your life."
Oh.
Man.
So I was at Floyd Fest. This is my first sober festival, and I had the support of the entire festival. Nobody was drinking around me. Nobody it was really nice.
awesome.
And I didn't even, it wasn't requested. It was so nice of them. All my friends were supportive of me. They knew how tough it was going to be. But they had yoga at 7 in the morning.
Oh, heck yeah.
So they were like, Foster, you're doing yoga, and I was like, I'm not gonna do yoga in front of anybody.
Yeah, sober's one thing.
I'll look like
Yoga in front of everybody.
and a 300-pound man doing yoga in front of everybody. Who wants to? Yeah, I mean, there's how the memes and stuff that come from it.
Oh my gosh.
So I was like, I'll look like a mountain walrus out there.
Oh.
And I was a joke for the rest of the weekend. And when Jill started asking me about those thing I mentioned earlier about the pandemic and the cancellations, I never liked doing the Foster Burton band. It just doesn't roll off the tongue good for me. I just don't like it. I always like to be a group. I like to have a unit.
I respect that.
So I just said, let's just call it Mountain Walrus.
Yeah.
It was a joke. It was just like a fill-in band, and it just kind of stuck because it has its kind of built-in artwork that we can use, and there's just always different angles with it.
And you will never forget the name Mountain Walrus.
No.
Even if you never look us up and listen to us, if someone talks to you about something named Mountain Walrus, you're gonna be Googling like, what's a Mountain Walrus look like?
Well, you know what's funny? You should actually do just that and Google Mountain Walrus, because there's a guy that claimed that he saw one in the Pacific Northwest, and he was for real. Which
Wrestling with Bigfoot.
Yeah, if you think about it, there's just no way they could sustain, eating stuff out of a crate.
Yeah.
So
No.
it's pretty much just a myth, but there is a painting of it. It's
That's
like this big
wild.
furry walrus. It's pretty funny.
Do you guys have a name for your fans yet? You got to come up with one.
No,
that says-
I'm actually pondering, laying in bed trying to fall asleep. I've thought about it before, and I haven't found anything that I think in my mind that really sticks yet. But it's definitely being brainstormed. Sorry.
I hear Mount
It's definitely
Walrus. It's gonna come out.
Yeah, we're gonna have to
like walrusites. It's not very appealing. The walrus. There we go. Multiple walruses. Walrus.
We'll check that out.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, we'll get back to you on that.
Determined,
Yeah, we'll
guys,
definitely
to
get
be
back to you on that
determined.
one.
So, I love it. So you were talking a little bit about some of your regional heroes and some people that you've played with that have inspired you out of your musical influences. I don't know if you guys have the same or probably different. So you guys just weigh in on who are your influences.
As far as the local regional scene goes, I mentioned earlier I played off and on with Jared Stout. It's like a fill-in on guitar and stuff. And I spent a lot of time with Robbie Carden. We would ride to shows together, and even if we didn't, they're all real good guys and real easy to talk to. But me and him clicked, and he is a veteran in the scene at this point. He's done a number of acts, throughout the years. He played with Morgan Wade. Mason, Jennelle, our drummer, played with Morgan Wade back in the day. Just so he has had that wisdom and the experience that, especially me, for someone who was, 10 years younger, so 8 to 10 years younger, and wanting to dive as deep as I can into this thing. I love him, not just only is he a great human being, but I don't even think he realized it at the time, but the conversations that we would have in those moments, or on those 3-hour car rides to Richmond or wherever it was we were going, we had that time to talk, and the experience and the knowledge that I soaked up just from listening and just having those conversations in the moment. So Robbie will always be a big one for me in the local scene. He is an absolutely great guy, and honestly, this guy, he's tough. He's tough on himself, and man, he's done
make a walrus blush, man.
And he is a beautiful man inside and out, and we didn't know each other super well when I first came into the project, and I think that we've grown a lot together, as friends, just outside of the band. But I mean, especially within the band, our chemistry is great. But yeah, he's just one of the all-around best people I know. And one of my favorite things about you is you don't BS. You get it honest,
Thank
man.
you for the censoring.
You get it honest. You get it honest.
Yeah,
man.
I don't.
You're
I've learned that awkward conversations.
It's yes or no.
Point.
It's black or white. There is no. If
like
someone walks
people
away
like
from a
that.
conversation interaction with you confused about what you meant, then
Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
That's on them.
Yeah, that's on them. He doesn't mess around, man. And there was a moment where we butted heads on something. I don't know, about a year or so ago, and it sucked right there in the moment because it's not like we were at each other's throats or anything, but we had a strong disagreement with each other, and I think it brought us closer because we were able. He said what he said and how he felt. I communicated my side of it, and it's just one of those things that. And that's honestly at the end of the day, that's what makes or breaks bands anyway.
Yeah.
If you can't get along,
Brothers bump heads.
man.
But it's a fact when you're not
I
honest
hit
with
my
each
brother
other.
with a vacuum cleaner. We're gonna fight. Yeah, we're teenagers. Yeah. So it's
That's how brothers
brothers
fight.
bump
Yeah.
heads for sure, but just he is one of the all-around best guys in the scene, and I know that sounds biased because I'm in a band with him, but he is genuinely one
Thanks,
of the greatest
buddy. I
people
appreciate that.
around here.
Oh,
I
that's
mean,
so
absolutely.
sweet.
What about some bands that you listened to growing up, like not locally? Like who shaped you
man.
as a music fan?
That list is long and complicated. Let's see. So I mentioned earlier,
That's a
I
whole
grew
nother
up.
podcast.
Yeah.
Taylor Swift is my number one. No, I'm just kidding.
Rob?
No, so we.
She's a heck of a songwriter. You can't.
Yeah.
No, I can't deny that. No, I cannot. But I grew up in a household of Stevie Ray Vaughan, Leonard Skinner, Pink Floyd, Rush, just any and everything.
There we go, everywhere.
Yeah, Deep Purple. It was
Yeah.
all over the board. A lot of it was in blues and rock. As a matter of fact, Alan Collins from Leonard Skinner. He's the one who did the big solo like at the end of Freebird. I remember right around the time of the piano when we moved into this house, the TV was in the basement, and I don't even think there was any other furniture in there yet. And I was over there with my dad. He was like painting a room, and he put on an old Leonard Skinner DVD, and it was footage of them playing in England back in I think 76, 77. I think it might have been the year the plane crashed, like earlier in the year. But they were in the middle of a drought in England. I mean, it's hot. You can see the sun going off the stage.
Yep.
And Alan Collins was always a big energy guy, but he has the long hair, the chops. He didn't have the beard, but I mean, he had big old chops and the long hair. He's playing a Gibson Explorer and just shredding. And I just remember being locked in.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's
I wanna be there.
that's what I want to do. Yeah.
That's awesome.
And really from there, I was pulled in and hooked. It was all over the board. I went through a very, very. I mean, I still enjoy it. Not as much. I don't listen to it as much as I used to. But I mean, I'm pretty sure you remember from high school. I was always wearing Vince Sevenfold shirts and System of a
Yes, I
Down
do.
and Tool and stuff like that. So as I went through my teenage years, I kind of shifted into a heavier, more alternative preference to listening. And then, I don't know, it's just kind of one of those things where life brings you back around. It is, like I said, I still listen to metal and stuff like that. I'm not as deep in it as I used to be, but I kind of came back around to my roots, and through that and, the amazing technology that we have in the world we live in, like Spotify.
Any song you want.
I have been,
Fingertips.
my taste has grown so much in the last 10 years that, like there's even jazz I listen to now sometimes, and it's like, you'd ask me that even 5 years ago. I'm not a jazz guy. I'm not going to listen to jazz.
Yeah.
But a big one for me, as far as any of the modern bands go, and he's probably going to laugh at me. I talk about him all the time, but Goose is one of my all-time
I like
favorite.
Goose.
I'm not saying you don't like him. I'm just saying I think you laugh at me because I talk about him too dang much. Sorry.
You're
But no, just as a guitar player, obviously Rick is. I mean, I love watching him, but just the overall, I guess for me, the way it feels like they've kind of started to revolutionize and do the jam scene. It's it's all the same. The formula is the same, but what pieces you add or take away from the formula in the jam scene can be very different. And I think the way that they're doing it and the growth that they've seen, I mean, that's a goal for me.
Yeah.
I remember seeing maybe 400 people. They played 400 people.
Yeah.
In the last show I went to, there was like 5,800 people there.
Yeah.
That's like, that's not
that.
50,000, which honestly, my personal opinion, 5,000 and under are the best shows.
Oh, yeah.
Best size shows in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah. And but I remember I saw them and I was sitting there watching them and I'm like, dude, I can't imagine how grateful and just humbling that must be for an artist like that. And what they do, and especially on the business side of it, because I dig and research a lot on them and go down the Reddit rabbit holes and all that. But even like down to the business model that they follow. And we want to be successful. I want to be successful. So like, why would I not be drawn to that?
Right.
And plus the music is just so good.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know if you guys listen to them at all, but if you have not got a chance to see them live, you should definitely go try to catch a good show.
I have to check them out.
Yeah, they're great.
Definitely.
They're great.
All right, Foster. What about you?
Local, it's there's 4 that definitely come to mind. 2 of them died last year, which our Roanoke music community got punched in the throat last year. Paul Tressel, he taught me how to prepare. He taught me how to be a professional musician on stage musically. I didn't get lessons. I didn't know how to listen to something and learn it. He taught me that. Brian Gray, he passed away in October this last year. That was a hard one for me. When I was 14 years old, I got a job at Mac and Bob's in Salem. I had to walk from my house. It was a big deal for me. And I grew up in a house where it was Grateful Dead, Jerry Garcia, Bob Marley, maybe Eric Clapton, and that's really it.
Yeah.
So Brian Gray opened me up to all this beautiful music. PJ George, who is the guitar, fiddle, mandolin player for Old Crow Medicine Show now.
Yeah.
Excuse me. He's just been the guy that I've just really looked up to. I was in high school at the same time he was. He didn't know who I was, but I always had an eye on him because he was such a cool guy. And now that I've kind of found my musical stride, we get to play music together, which still is crazy for me that I'm playing with PJ George.
Yeah.
And another one, I actually have a shirt on underneath this.
All right,
get
I'll
it,
have to
you
zoom
got it.
into
Yeah.
it. Yeah, there it is. All right, I'm
Isaac.
gonna zoom in on that.
Have you guys heard of Isaac Haddon?
I haven't. Have you, Rob?
He's from Blacksburg. He lives in Asheville, North Carolina now.
Okay.
He is 22 years old now. He's a dear friend of mine. I've been playing music with him since he was 13.
Oh wow.
And he is just graduated from UNCA and got jazz guitar, and he's getting ready. You'll hear him. You'll hear from him here soon. what he's doing. He just graduated, basically.
Gotcha.
Oh, wow.
He's already playing with Jeff Sipe, which is a huge name in our community.
Yeah.
He's played with Jimmy Herring and those guys, and so the fact that Isaac's playing with Jeff Sipe even's cool. But those 4 locally were really big for me. On as far as musical taste, you're always going to get the Grateful Dead from me because it's in my veins. Both sides of my family. It's tattooed on my body. It's ingrained. I know you can play a show from 1974, and I could tell you the difference in 1978.
I love it.
It's
Yeah.
just ingrained.
I love
I've
it.
listened to every show. I've played. I'm in a Grateful Dead cover band and have been for almost 10 years. That's huge to me. But the really big one, there's 2 of them. The 2 big ones. Number 1 is John Prine. I don't know if you guys are familiar
Oh
with
yeah,
John
yeah.
Prine.
He's played at our building.
Yes.
And then when I worked in Houston, I met him there too. He played in Houston. Yeah.
Awesome.
He's unbelievable.
He's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Like when you listen to like Led Zeppelin and the Grateful Dead and all that stuff, you get this perception as a songwriter that every song's got to have this like just giant meaning and like this earth shattering movement of a song. And like John Prine would write songs about everybody at a 4-stop dilemma, and nobody knows who to. You know what I'm talking? You know, but he would use those words to have a sentimental meaning to it. And when I listened to it for the first time, I just was so blown away. I was upset that I had just gotten into it later.
Yeah, I know that feeling.
But and then another guy that's huge to me just for his abstract. I don't give what you think about me and my music. This is for me. This is not for anybody else in the world, but it's for me. Tom Waits.
Yep.
Tom Waits does not care what you think. He's never trying to write a hit. He's never tried to do anything more than just be pure at his music. And that to me opened up a whole realm of possibilities. Not every song has to be a #1 charted hit.
Yeah.
Because as a songwriter, you sit there and look at this piece of paper and go, all right, I'm writing Stairway to Heaven right now. I'm going to write, Freebird. But you don't have to do that. Some of the best stuff, when they wrote Freebird, I guarantee you they weren't sitting down.
It happened organically, I guarantee you.
Yeah.
It was a baby seed of an idea that grew.
Yeah, and like those two guys really cracked open that nut for me, like being able to like just really like it's your song, it's your music. You can make it whatever you want.
Yeah.
Be pure, be yourself, and that's where I really hone into and try to
feel
tap
like
into that.
That mentality definitely. I mean, really, I feel like we all kind of have that mentality, but especially from you as the leadership, like when we're at rehearsal and like what the vision as far as writing process and stuff has been since this started. You definitely tell that bleeds into who you are. I mean, because that's what we do, man. Yeah. You might have words, or you might even have words in like a part or two. You might have the whole song done, but you don't ever come to the table and like, let's limit it to this. It grows. They're like, all right, now you guys take your brains and your skills, your instrument, and let's see what grows from it. And
that's important. I don't like telling people what to do. Sometimes, like if there's like a bass line, because we're writing funk music.
Yeah.
Sometimes with
if
I'll
you
be like,
hear something and it works, it works.
Well, I'll just be like, hey, I'll just kind of like this is the bass line I'm hearing. I'll give them just like a little bit of example of it, and that's all I have to do. And he takes over. But very rarely. We all have ideas for each other, and that's
little
great.
horn
healthy.
parts every once in a while.
Yeah, like last night at practice.
You were like, Ryan, I really hear the.
Yes. Yeah, we stopped writing our tracks, and Ben, who is the keyboard player, had a horn line in his ear, and he stopped it and was like, hey, try this, and it made the song. And actually, when I was writing words for it before I came here, I'm using that horn line that he came up with it as like a vocal thing. So like, it's just stuff like that if I hadn't had that open door for the creativity, I never would have had that to work with.
You got to stay open-minded.
Ben and his beautiful brain.
Yeah.
Before we move on, I got to get your take on something. What are your thoughts, as a Deadhead, what are your thoughts on Dead and Company? Do you like that iteration?
I thought at first it was absolutely terrible.
Yeah, when he put on the headphones.
And I still think overall, like it's still kind of weird. But
it feels like it's split between Deadheads.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing: is that what it really did was showed me that the drummers could still do it, which was really cool to see.
Yeah,
I went and saw about 10 or 12 of them.
Talk about endurance.
But my favorite part about Dead and Company, what it did. So before the 50-year thing, which is in 2015, they did a 50-year show and. Without John Mayer, they did Trey Anastasio, but they did it in Chicago.
Right.
So before that, when you went to a Grateful Dead related show with any of the surviving members, there was a certain demographic, there was a certain kind of person there. But after that, and then when John Mayer came, when you went to those shows, you saw then 17 and 20-year-olds wearing tie-dyes, with shirts.
John opened the door for generations.
Knowing what Uncle John's band and Casey Jones and Touch of Grey, and this might be where they started, and it might be the songs they knew then. But what it did was it recharged that Grateful Dead thing, and it went through another generation, which I think is just completely amazing.
Yeah.
So I have to applaud John Mayer and what they did on that front. I think now it's getting a little redundant a little bit, but
when they call it and then they did the but you couldn't turn down the spear, right? I mean that just screams Grateful Dead.
I don't care if they had to roll me out in a wheelchair. As long as I'm able to physically play the instrument with my hands, I would be down for that for sure. Yeah, you can't turn that down.
I feel like the guys are getting a little old,
Yeah.
And, they're creeping up in their 80s and stuff. And
I mean, Bob, he's probably I saw when
Bobby's gonna live forever, personally.
he started another tour with another band as soon as
the Wolf Brothers.
Yeah,
He said,
they went to Charlottesville and I went and saw them. It's
cool.
That's crazy. I mean, that just shows you the
influences. The Eagles were just there, and that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Man, no, they got to be like 60s or so. I started looking up their age. I didn't realize most of them got like mid 70s.
Is Vince Gill still doing that?
Yeah. So actually, that's one of my favorite things. Like you always want the original band, but one of my favorite things about the new lineup is that when Glenn Frey passed away, his son Deacon.
Oh,
took
that's
over his
awesome.
parts. And honestly, he even looks like a young Glenn. So it's weird. It's almost like the rest of them age and Glenn stayed young when you're looking at him.
Yeah.
So they added him, and he does Glenn Fry's parts and sings all his songs and stuff. And then Vince Gill stepped up with him a few years ago. So when they do go out on the road, Vince Gill's on the road with him. And I love Vince Gill.
Yeah, Vince Gill.
He is one of the best songwriters to ever do.
And a great guitar player.
Yeah, and man.
The Chet Atkins.
Yeah, his
nice.
stuff. It's kind of like we were talking earlier. There's sometimes you watch somebody and it's like you ask, it's like, does that make you just want to quit and never do it again? Honestly, yeah.
Yeah, Vince Gill.
If you're honest with yourself as a musician, and
never gonna
there's
be.
been so many times I've
can't
watched,
do
and especially in the 2025 when everybody has got TikTok and Instagram, and there's so much more access to stuff, and you see stuff. It could be right down the road. It could be on the other side of the planet. There's been some guys, and you scroll, and you're like, man, I wonder if this guy's any good. And you watch a video, and you're like, I'm just gonna go ahead and sell everything. It's like it either makes you want to sell everything, or it pushes you to be better.
Yeah.
You're like, no, I want to be able to compete with that.
Yeah, I like that mindset.
That's right.
So you guys were talking a little bit about the songwriting process, probably about, I don't know, 3 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Can you guys tell us a little bit more about that? And I know you mentioned writing lyrics. Do the lyrics or the music comes first, or does it kind of interchange?
It interchanges a lot. Sometimes I have stuff I want to write about. Sometimes, like last night, I have worked all week on arranging this funk thing, and then we just recorded it and we're just on a loop. We just played the parts over and over again. That's not necessarily how the song's going to go, but it gives me the meat of the song for me to work with. But it really varies. I've rearranged old songs, so then I guess you would say the words came first. But mostly, I get the music, and then I work on the words.
Okay.
And I listen to it obsessively. And when nobody's home, it just will be hours of the same thing. And that's when the melodies will come to me. I'll develop a melody, and then when the melody's there, I'll just plug words into it for the most part. And then also not to interrupt you, I'm sorry.
No,
You're good.
One nice thing about, and this is the first time I've ever really done this with a band, is coming with an incomplete song and letting these awesome musicians have a hold of it, because not only does it lessen the load for me, it puts dynamics into the song, because when somebody else has an idea, it's not going to be what I would have thought of.
Right.
And what I would have thought of is all over Mountain Walrus. I'm in there, my thought process. And so when Daniel comes up with something, or Ryan or Ben or Mason, anybody comes up with something, it's cool to leave that space and not have to say, okay, this is the whole song, let's just learn it.
Yeah.
And sometimes that is how it is. I'll have a whole song, okay, here's how it goes. Sometimes I'll just be like, what do y'all think? Where can we go with this?
Yeah. No, you were saying that earlier, and it sounds like it works well for you guys, because you had mentioned that the fluidness of that is, and it's all about combining minds and getting everyone's perspective. So I could see why that would be beneficial to help make the best song possible.
I feel like that's when the organic stuff really starts to flow too. Like he comes in with, like you said, like the meat and potatoes of a song. It might not have words. He might have words and 3 different parts to use in the song as far as the instruments go. But when he comes in, shows us something, or whoever brings something to the table shows us what they're thinking, and then we just start to go and just work out the kinks through playing. It's not really talked about a whole lot. I mean, there's something let's do this, or add a stop here, or something like that. But that's when the organicness of everything comes together. Because you get into it, and everybody's originality blends in to what was brought to the table. Yeah. And while his thought process is all over it, when you listen to that song, it's all of us. That's that's me growing up listening to Skynyrd, and Ryan growing up listening to Justin Bieber or whatever he used to listen to. But he's a big
Make sure that
fan.
does not get edited out.
Leave that. I love to mess with Ryan.
That is awesome.
But that's, you hear each of our individual musical and personal identities through our instruments, through our voices, and it all comes together in the telling of the story of what the song is, or what the album is that we're working on, whatever it is we're working on. And that, it's one of my favorite things. I love that we get together. Sometimes we cancel, people have stuff pop up, someone gets sick, Ben likes to go camping in the warmer months a lot, so we might skip a rehearsal here or there, but for the most part we're every week And even if for 3 weeks straight we play the same 4 songs every time we get together, I love that, because that's that's the nitty gritty of being a musician. If you take yourself seriously and want to have pride in what you put out and release and the stories that you tell, that's what it takes. And that's work that not a lot of people are willing to do. So I'm very appreciative that I have guys like Foster and everybody else in the band that all have that same mindset, and it's go time. We're not messing around. We're not doing this for fun. It's
definitely
putting everything we got into it.
Yeah.
Yep.
So where's the weirdest place or most unexpected place that you guys have had inspiration for a song?
I'd say recently it's been, for me, Disney movies.
Disney movies, okay. I like it.
Because I've got a almost 15-month-old.
You're in the thick of it.
I'm in the thick of it.
Man's walking now, too.
And,
that's what it really takes off.
when you've been, when you've been listening to a certain kind of music for ever, basically. I always am trying to expand, but like Disney movies are, the songs are written with purpose. So like, I'm like sitting there like, this is amazing. Like, I may not even like the song, all day, but it's cool how they like do character building and the music and stuff like that. So it's like I'm kind of like trying to like learn from that.
That's awesome.
And learn like the arrangements. They have like different breaks and stops and stuff, and like maybe trying to use that with some of what we're doing.
The emotion of the music mixed with what you're seeing on the screen.
Or like what catches his
bad guys
attention.
about to enter, and all of a sudden there's dun dun.
Yeah.
The emotion that goes into
different
it too.
ways to articulate a song. So like if you can like add some of the cool stuff that they do, you might come up with something cool. It's worth a shot.
I love it.
It's funny that you say that, because I have a 4-year-old daughter, and she like is starting to understand like the movies, and she like when she was 3 or 2, as soon as she heard us like a note, like you were saying, she's like, bad guy.
Yeah.
Like they don't have to understand anything else that's going on in the movie, but they know when that music gets low.
Music is a universal language.
Yeah.
No matter your age, race, doesn't matter,
Right.
boy, girl, whatever it is. Music is a language if you let it be.
This is the guy we're not
ingrained
supposed to
in us.
like.
Yeah. Like, no, don't go near that.
Stay away.
So let's talk about your live shows a little bit. Do you guys have any like pre-show rituals that you do when you go on? How often are you guys? How many shows are you guys doing? You getting up there pretty often?
Yeah. So last year we were a lot in the local market. We were around Roanoke and stuff, and did some private events, like in the Lynchburg area and stuff like that. We took on management, and then I don't know, 2 or 3 months after Jason came in, Jason Jones from the City Salt is who started managing us, and then probably about 2 or 3 months after him, this guy that I had never met or heard of, I'm not sure if Foster had knew of him or met him before, but a guy named Matt Kimball came in as our booking agent, and he has, for me anyways, changed the game of how I look at booking a show. But one, I don't have to worry about it anymore, but my mind still works that way anyways. And they both, on both management and booking aspect sides, have been working really hard. And this year, at least that I can think of off the top of my head, we have maybe 5 to 10 local confirmed. But I mean, a lot of what we're trying to do this year is, we love Roanoke. It's not like we're abandoning Roanoke. We've got our home base here, and we've got our foundation here. So we want to take that foundation and start spreading it into those other markets now. Yeah,
that's awesome.
We're going to be pushing into Asheville on April 18th for the first time. We're going to be at One World Brewing, and then we go back, believe it's in June, to play the One Stop right there at Asheville City Music Hall. Yeah, so we're pushing into Carolina. West Virginia is a big one on the books. Eventually like up north, Maryland and up and so. But right now we're really trying to focus on the greater regional area, like outside of Virginia. We'll be all over Virginia too. There'll be spots all over Virginia that we hit. But we also, Matt and JJ both worked their butts off to get a bunch of festival applications put in, and really helped build us up on the business side of it to be able to do that, to take the steps to do that. And I mean, we've gotten Rooster Walk in May.
Yep.
We're going to do 3 sets at Rooster Walk, I believe, this year. We have Mountain Music Fest in June, which if you guys have not been to that, that's a great festival out in West Virginia. And if you're outdoorsy at all, it's great because they have, they got swimming lake and zip lining and
awesome.
whitewater rafting and all that stuff you can do outside of music. And that's always been, even when Mountain's not going on, take a trip up to Ace and get a little cabin, pitch a tent. There's a lot of cool stuff to do. But yeah, we've got some cool things coming up, and they work really, really hard to get us out there and help spread the gospel. And that's the goal.
And you guys looked at each other when I said pre-show.
I was like, I don't know if you want us to talk about
I mean, I guess you can edit it out later.
I think we got the picture. Get your mind in the right spot.
But no, if you're wondering, it's not like a Motley Crue green room or anything. There's nothing crazy like that going on.
I do, as far as like for my musical, I do like to warm up my hands, and PJ George taught me some simple throat stuff, because going cold out on stage, sometimes you just can't warm up, for my bigger shows and the bigger stages, I like to spend time warming up the voice and getting my hands ready, but we prepare so much before the shows, like I'm never really having to cram like an exam or anything like that. I'm always confident in it.
That's good. Yeah,
for sure.
Are you guys superstitious? Like, do you have any sort of like things you have to do?
Yeah, I gotta be wearing. I have a necklace. I have all my whole family's birth crystals in.
That's awesome.
I really, ever since I sobered up, I have to have a necklace on. It's just something that I've just done since I've sobered up. And that's the one big thing for me. I've forgotten it a couple times, and I'm like,
and you just
like,
don't.
It throws me off. I'm like, oh man.
Honestly, I've always worn my chain for several years now, but I had a necklace pendant made as well from the same girl at Crystal Cottage, and now that
the gold and the chest hair combo is good. Ain't it?
I mean, show it off.
Popping.
But after I got it, after it was made, and I started wearing it now. Like, I even have to, I'm big on taking jewelry off in the shower. I caught myself in the shower earlier today. I'm like, dude, I got to take this off. Like, I want to take care of it. I don't want the to fade or anything like that.
Yeah.
But it's kind of the same way for me now with the necklace. I mean, I'm not going to kick myself in the butt over it too hard if I forget it. But I normally just don't even take it off a lot of the time anymore. But my big superstition is shades. It's not just because of the lights. I like the shades. It allows me to be in my element, and especially after pre-showing a little bit,
sure.
just zone out and get to be in my own world. And I can look at people, and I see people out there. They might not be able to see my eyes. But, I'm looking at them. I actually have a friend, one of the only people that has ever noticed it, at least has called it out. And she's like, I like when you get into something. She's like, it's usually about 3 or 4 songs into the set, the rust is off, you're in, you're settled in, you're cruising, you're rolling, and she's like, you'll get really into a part, and the head goes back, and the shades, because my shades are polarized, the lights bounce off your shades. She's like, I always know you're in it when I look up there and I see you like that, which I think is cool, because I don't even think I really even realized that until she says something about it. But it's the shades for me. Gotta have
awesome. And so, what kind of what can people expect when they come see a show? Is it high energy, or are we chilling out? What are we doing?
There's
when we
not a
come
whole
see
lot
you
of
guys?
chilling. They made me put chill songs in the set.
Oh, really?
You're like, we need a break.
Well, to be fair, one of them is if we're rolling through a show where we're not taking a break. One of them is great if somebody does have to go jump off and pee real quick. Grab a water or something like that.
You got to build those in.
Yeah, that's right. For the I'd say 99.5% of the show is
we're playing dance party music.
We're grabbing you by the shoulders and shaking you right from the beginning. Yeah, we're gonna get you pulled in and keep you there.
That's awesome.
That's right.
That's awesome.
So I have kind of some fun questions that are more, I guess, personal. So if you guys each had to pick a personal theme song, what would it be? Like just a song that would play when you enter a room, or when let's say you get up on stage and you guys just each had your own little.
Like if you're walking out for
like a.
You ever seen that Family Guy episode?
Yeah, like a WWE walkout song.
I had an answer to that, but I'm gonna change it now on the fly.
Oh all right.
I was gonna think like a theme song, like what it made me think of. I was gonna say "Quiet Man" by John Prine because I just love the song and it kind of really describes me. But I'm gonna switch it because I'm acting like I'm walking out for like a wrestling match or something. To Salute by Lettuce.
There we go.
It gets me hyped, and my son loves it too. I mean, when I hear that, it's like it's on. Something's getting ready to happen.
That's the duality of a man right there.
That's right. That's
You
right.
have both sides on that. I love it.
All right, I got a banger for y'all.
All right,
Okay,
let's hear it.
the Home Depot theme song.
Oh my gosh!
What is the Home Depot?
Wait. Like on their commercials.
Me and the guys in Loose Change have actually joked about it for a long time, and it started as a joke, but low key. It's a hype song.
No, it
Yeah,
is.
you
It
rearrange
is.
it a little bit, add some bigger sounding instruments to it. That would be.
yeah.
I mean, you talk about
Whoever
wrestling.
arranged that did a good job for
Oh
sure.
yeah, I hope he's getting paid great. I hope he's having a great time right now.
Rob, you know what we have to say? Not sponsored by Home Depot.
Yeah.
So, all right, my second question that I had for you guys: if your band had to survive a zombie apocalypse, who would be in charge and who would be the first to go?
I know the answer to this. The first to go. Oh, that's mean.
Ain't no way.
I was gonna say,
Tough,
you guys
man.
want to charge,
Yeah, I
right?
feel like
A first one to go would probably be
Ryan.
Ryan, because we can outrun Ryan.
Yeah.
Even I can
We got longer
outrun Ryan
legs.
probably.
Oh,
I'd say the only way we would survive, it would have to be Mason. Would have to be our leader.
Okay.
Because he's the only one crazy enough to come
Oh, I like
with
that
with a war
strategy.
plan, and I would follow Mason into battle.
I like that
100%.
strategy.
100%.
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
Ryan would just try to
100%.
play saxophone, play his way out of it. I don't think
Honestly, that was my thought when I said Ryan. I'm like, well, he's not going to drop the berry.
Yeah,
and that
exactly.
thing weighs a
Yeah,
million
so we
pounds.
could outrun
You're
it.
automatically
he's
slowed
not
down.
dropping that bear.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
Yeah, well, can you love those questions. Thanks for sharing that with us. But we like to know, like, what's one thing that you wish people knew about your band, like that they didn't already know?
That we play almost all original music.
I like that.
I think that, it's a good assumption because we get it quite often, but people, I think a lot of our music are cover songs.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's all original.
Almost.
Yeah.
We play maybe one
Hey,
or
we'll
two.
throw a
We're
cover
playing
in
a
here
whole
or there.
night, like 3.5 hours.
Yeah.
Well, maybe 3 tops, usually 2. But when we're playing like these smaller festival sets or whatever they are, we're going to try to hit you in the mouth with our original music. But it kind of gets redundant when you get on the mic, say original song, real song. So we don't really do that because you don't see a lot of
We
other
just
bands doing
we
that.
show up and show out.
But I feel
We
like
show up and
sometimes
represent who we
people
are.
don't think that sound's going to be coming out of a band from Roanoke. So like, I feel like people probably think a lot of our stuff is covers, but it's really not.
Well, it's like you said, especially like when it really matters, like when you're in the shorter sets, when you have at best maybe 60 minutes, 45, 60 minutes to show up and be like, this is Mountain Walrus, this is who we are, this is what you're going to remember about us and our music. It's crucial. It's like when we did St. Patty's Day. Like that was hour and 15, I think hour and a half, which is about half of a normal night for us. So no covers. It's just when we built the set list, it was like, all right, what are we opening with that's going to grab them, like I said earlier, by the shoulders and get them
Pull 'em
locked
right in.
pull them right
Yeah.
in. And that's, especially as an original band trying to make it in a world of nostalgia acts and cover bands, which I'm not knocking anybody. I know a lot of people that do cover band stuff.
Yeah.
And nothing wrong with it. Yeah, he's in the Dead Reckoning.
Like-
I'm in a cover band.
Yeah.
It's not a knock on that
It's
at
like
all.
kissing your sister. It's not the worst thing in the world. But it's
Doesn't
not
quite
something
tickle the
to
fancy. But now, it's, when you're trying to compete in a world of nostalgia acts and cover bands and stuff, you really do, like, you have to, Mason calls it ruthless self-promotion. And
Right.
in my mind, that's a big part of ruthless self-promotion. Like, no, I'm not going to come to your venue and play 50 or 60% covers. If you're hiring Mountain Walrus, you're hiring Mountain Walrus.
Yeah.
To hear who we are and see
Right.
what we are.
Right.
And that's the biggest part of it, man, is you're trying to fight in a world full of everybody trying to do everything else that everybody's already done. You got to have that high energy. You got to have those things that, man, that was a great show.
Yeah.
Can't wait for them to come back to town. Yeah, you got to leave people wanting more.
Well, speaking of those great shows, what do you guys have coming up? Like, what if people want to check you out? Like, do you got any big projects that are popping up soon? You got some socials that people should go check you guys out at, or if people want to get more information on you guys? What
Yeah,
should they do?
we are all over every social platform. Just search up Mountain Walrus and you'll see the big old logo right one for you right there. We're all over socials. We have been doing a lot of stuff in the downtime in the off season, writing new material. We just got out of the studio wrapping up the second album. We have another date on the books later this month.
That's awesome.
To be able to get in and start working on another one. I'll let Foster talk a little bit more about that if he wants to. But as far as shows and stuff coming up, April's a little slow. We have a couple down in Asheville and May is really when
once the weather turns.
Yeah, once the weather turns, and April's always hit or miss. You know,
Yeah.
St. Patty's Day, even, it's like, is it going to be snowing or is it going to be 75 degrees? So yeah, April's still a little kind of on that line with weather. So, but really, once the weather turns, and people are like, I'm tired of the house.
Yeah,
ready to get out and be outside again. It's go time.
All right.
The big things like coming up, I'm excited about is this fleet being in the studio. Mm-hmm. We the first album's great, which we love it, but the stuff that we've got coming up in the next 2 albums, I'm so proud of. I cannot wait. We've got like a theme album coming up, the 3rd album, which we can't really go into great detail on, but we got like some of the best players in the region putting their twist on it and making it even more authentic, and it's really something I don't think it's ever been done. We're kind of mashing up 2 styles of music, and both one of them is indigenous to our area, and it's ingrained in all of us, whether we listen to it or not. Mm-hmm. But we're just doing something that's different, and it's really exciting. And I can't wait to get it all out for everybody to hear. It's gonna be really cool.
Yeah, I'm excited to hear it. And I heard that you guys might play us something. Is that cool? Can we can we hear something from you guys?
Yeah, absolutely.
Play some Fatback.
Right.
Well, we'll go ahead and sign off, and then we'll cut to the song. So thank you guys for joining us.
Yeah, thank you guys
Absolutely.
so much.
Thank you guys for having us.
Yep.
This number right here is called Fatback.
Billy May out Manita way. She grew alive so hard she knew she could not stay. It's hard to know your worth when you sleep on the dirt. Man, this cabin's falling right back down to the earth. It's been beans and cornbread and some fat back, just a bit of salt and pepper. It's as simple as that. There wasn't no money left after Daddy's booze, and we was poor apple farmers with nothing to lose. Burning chimney came on Jackson Lee. His mama poured penicillin on a sprain. He was a mean old man, but had chili and land. Bought some chicken, head of cattle, put a ring on Nana's hand. Went from apple picking to city slicking. Billy May Manita threw her ass in the kitchen, but our Nana was tough. She made a little enough with that Appalachian scruff and just killed it with love and beans and cornbread and some fat and back and just a bit of salt and pepper. It's as simple as that. There wasn't no money left after Daddy's booze, and we was poor apple farmers with nothing to lose. We buried Millie right there by the phone. She was a love-fearing woman, spread love, not harm. We did our best to live within our means. is corn, dear meat, and some pinto. Beans and cornbread and some Fatback. It's just a bit of salt and pepper. It's as simple as that. There wasn't no money left after Daddy's booze, and we was poor apple farmers with nothing to lose. It was beans and cornbread and some Fatback. It's just a bit of salt and pepper. It's as simple as that. There wasn't no money left after Daddy's booze, and we was poor apple farmers with nothing to lose.
Christmas time.
All right.